Thank you, Sabina. Welcome all the viewers once again to our channel, Grooming Daughters on Facebook. We are on Facebook Live. Thank you all for joining us. Again, a different Sunday, a very, very interesting and different participant today who's going to share her experience with us. But as I said before, what remains the same all the time and every time is going to be our endeavor. Our endeavor to create a movement. And that movement is how to groom daughters in our family business and what advantages they bring to. So today we have with us Miss Sapna Kusumgar, and she's someone who is quite different from the others which we interviewed. Different in the sense, she's again a young lady who is doing her business, but she's doing her business along with her husband. She has joined her husband's business after marriage. And interesting thing is, this young lady is a mother of two children, two teenage children. One daughter, 15 years, and a son who is 13 years. So it's like she's seen quite a lot about how to manage things in life. And we are going to have a very, very interesting perspective. So welcome, Sapna. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Another interesting thing is we have the pleasure of Sapna's husband, Siddharth, also joining with us. So welcome, Siddharth, to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. So Sapna, I think tell us about yourself. Tell the viewers about yourself. What you've done. How did you get your education? How did you learn the tricks of family business? And what are you doing currently?
Sure. I'm Sapna Kusumgar. I'll start with my childhood. I am an only child. Early schooling was in Gujarat, Surat. At 14 years, I came to Mumbai and I did the rest of my schooling here. And after that, my engineering. I got married at 22 years in Mumbai and I did my management after my marriage. My dad was a civil contractor and he did projects like thermal power plants, dams, etc. And as a kid, this was all very fascinating to me. And I used to spend all my free time with my dad. I used to go to the sites with him, be in his office in all my free time that I was not studying or playing with friends. My mom was a housewife. My parents were very liberal-minded and the only thing they expected out of me was to get well educated and be self-sufficient in life. It was my choice to get married at an early age of 22 years. And at that time, my parents were a bit disappointed that I was not choosing to study further. However, like they always did, they discussed the pros and cons with me and ultimately chose to trust my decision. And I was married at 22. My parents were extremely practical people. Because ours happened to be a love marriage, they reached out my in-laws and expressed to them that, they had not really brought me up or trained me to be a housewife. And that I may be inclined to study further or have a professional career in future. And, in case they are expecting a typical bahu, they may not get that in me. Why I mention this is because I feel they kind of set up the stage for me, that eventually made my life much easier after marriage. That saying, my in-laws are very, very loving. And I also took to their customs and way of living very easily. Again, here I got along more with my father-in-law. He, in fact, taught me how to cook. And he taught me everything I know about managing a house today. I joined my family business about 4-5 months after marriage. It is a technical textiles manufacturing business. At first, I joined a sister concern to learn the basics of textiles and the manufacturing. Eventually, after 6 months or so, I joined the parent company. I started by just being with my father-in-law here. I used to just accompany him everywhere, whether it was a conference or a meeting or even factory visit. I spent about a year with him and that's where I got the holistic perspective on the business, in that much time. Now the business is highly technical, and that was not my education background. 20 years ago, when I joined the business, my husband was already in it a few years, and he has the technical background. And he was already involved in the marketing and technical side of the business. Now I wanted to contribute and be valuable to the company, and not just be a part of what's going on. Because for that, the team was already in place, and they would just have to make room for me, kind of. So at that time, I saw a gap in that. It was a very traditionally managed company, and I thought getting in some good management practices in the company will help it scale. And that's when I decided I should pursue an MBA. So I decided to come in with a much needed and new dimension, and thus also make my place worthy in the business. That's when I joined FMB at SP Jain. And after I finished that, my role was in the company mainly to introduce good practices, good management practices in the company. I started by working in each department one by one and introducing the procedures and standard practices. Till today, my role largely remains the same in that we already have good practices in place, but now we are striving towards excellence in all our processes. Along the way, I closely worked in almost all departments in the company because to implement the practices, I needed to understand the functions and the people very well. I also figured that, the functions of HR and IT can be hugely leveraged to introduce good practices and infuse a culture in a company. Hence, now I largely work with these two functions to implement the best practices across the organization, since these are both horizontal functions.
Fantastic. So business excellence and process improvement is where you are focusing on. But I love the way you said typical Bahu, right? And Siddharth, I'm going to grill you on this. Okay, you have married her, right? And what had been your dreams before you met her? It's a love marriage. What had been your dreams about your wife? Were you looking at a typical housewife, a typical Bahu, as she says? And how many fathers have this courage to go to their potential in-laws and say, she's not a typical Bahu? So what was it like in your family before you got married? पिताजी ने ऐसा बोला कि यार ये कैसी लड़की को शादी कर रहे हो, पता है कि नहीं?
Not really, Hitesh. I think my father was, so my mom was the one who actually said that nothing doing Sapna cannot stay home. And I was shocked the second day of marriage, not the second day, but maybe the second month of marriage, when she said that she cannot stay home. And I was like, but Bahus are supposed to be at home. And she, obviously, because it was a love marriage, we never had decided whether she was going to be a housewife or whether she was going to be a working woman or a professional. So that was not decided. But yeah, my mom was very clear, and so was my dad. And I think that's how she joined the sister concern for my uncle's company, actually. That's how she joined that.
Wonderful. So it was all in-laws force, in-laws support that, you can't sit at home. Very, very interesting. So Sapna, you have two teenage children, 15-year daughter and 13-year-old son, right? So you've seen them. I mean, obviously you have grown them to this age, and you have gone through a lot of struggles as a mother, as a working mother, let me put it that way, right? How have you managed them? What have been the challenges, and how have you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, so I have two kids. They're 13 and 15 now. Now that they're older, it's much easier, but definitely, there was a lot of anxiety when they were younger. We definitely needed help with the kids, since Siddharth also happens to travel a lot. And, by the time my kids were born, our parents were well into their 60s, both our parents. They were very happy to support us, but they definitely couldn't do it all themselves. They needed help. They didn't live with us, and that too was a challenge. So what I figured is, if I invested in and trained a very good team of staff for the kids and home, parents would be happy to supervise and guide the staff. It was literally, I'm telling you, like a professional exercise, because I wanted reliability and want to be stress-free. So all our staff like would be educated. The caretakers for the kids would be like teachers who were teachers in their villages back home. So I would actually go to my office and tell the HR to find such people for me and hire them. So yeah, it worked, and because of that, I think it was a little less stressful for me because there was good staff at home and parents were there to supervise them.
I think a very, very interesting point, because
Yeah.
how many mothers will actually go for hiring professional people who can look after their children, and that's something amazing. But as a mother, how would you spend time or with your children, or how would you make up for the lost time?
So another thing I recall is I always felt guilty that I wasn't spending enough quality time or fun time with my kids. Most of the time we spent together would go in making sure that either they were eating well or sleeping well or studying well. Hence every vacation the kids and me would take like a really long holiday together. We would go somewhere, rent an apartment and spend good time with each other without any routine disturbances. Like in the summers, we would go away for a month, and in smaller vacations for a week, 10 days. And Siddharth would join us towards the end of the holiday, and we would then take a holiday together somewhere nearby. Ideally, one of us would love to get away for that 1 month, but we both couldn't get away from work, right? So actually, now that he's here, I am happy for his support, because I wouldn't have been able to, no work would have allowed me to go away for a month like that, or every holiday I would want to take off the kids. So him and other top management members, they would fill in for me when I was not there for that 1 month. I mean, I would be there on the call, or but there were time zone issues, or there was day-to-day work. So though they didn't know much of what I was doing, they would make sure that my team would not bother me much, and I could spend good time with my kids.
So I think wonderfully two points that you said. One is the coping mechanism, the training of the support staff that you created.
So even now, so on a day-to-day basis, there's always a time challenge, right? Because there's so much coordination needed for the kids and managing the house. So I rope the secretaries at office for all this. Like even now, like they kind of manage my kids' schedule, like the drop-offs and the pickups, whether it's the classes or play dates. Even say things like eye checkup, health checkup, dental checkup. I take the help, like they take the appointments, and if needed, they even accompany my kids there. So, I say a working mom needs to develop a support system, and like you rightly said, a coping mechanism. There have been times when, say, I am not in, like, I'll tell you an example of a coping mechanism. Like the report card day. Now, a report card day or school exhibitions, they eventually happen when you have some meeting planned, or you have some factory visit planned, you're not in town. And I can't tell my kids I can't make it for your report card day, clearly. So what I would do that I would call up the teacher from and take an appointment before the report card day. So either I speak to her on the phone and go meet her and take the whole report. So by the report card day, when all parents know their kids' report, I also know my kids' report, So kids don't feel like I don't love them enough, I don't care. So this is just one example that we need to develop. Or another thing is, I never had time to join, any moms clubs or kitties that happen, or coffees that happen in the moms. Now, this is like, they are a huge source of information and support group by themselves, actually. And I always thought I missed out on it. And it's great to be friends with parents of your kids, because there's so much in common. Hence, my husband and we always reach out to our the kids, their parents of our kids' friends, and we'll plan a Sunday brunch or plan dinner, and that's how we get connected. So, for us working women, we have to figure it out. Like there is always a way. I feel one doesn't really have to sacrifice or compromise one way or the other. We can always figure it out. Like,
let me summarize it. you have worked in your company, as you said before, is for business excellence and process development. I think you have done phenomenal work of, rather than feeling guilty about children, how can I set processes for them as well, which will take care, coping mechanism processes. And I think it's wonderful to hear. I think all mothers who are aspiring to work at the same time take care of children, is it good to feel guilty all the time? Or can we do something like what Sapna has done? Interesting thought. Sapna, tell me, when you started going to Siddharth's business, generally business is said to be a man's world in this side of our country and societally. How did you face challenges to get accepted? How did you got final acceptance? How did you overcome any challenges that you went through?
Yeah. So when I joined the company, there were just 2 women in the company besides me, one in accounts and the other one was the receptionist. And, also yet being the first generation family-run business at that point, most of the employees were old timers. A lot of them were there since the start of the company. On one hand, of course, I'm the daughter or the wife and a woman. But what I was bringing in also was a lot of, kind of change management, or I was trying to infuse some new practices. And that never goes down easily, So I remember once when we were digitizing, and there was a gentleman who was heading a particular process. And he also happened to be a blue-eyed boy of one of the directors. So like an important guy, back in those times when we didn't have computers, how this one man would know it all and would manage things around. So this was that guy. He rebelled very strongly. And he said that he will not sit at a computer and he'd rather leave. No explanations from my side helped. Now I was new and I was like, am I rocking the boat too much? Like, if others follow him, However, the said director went up to this staff member and in front of the department told him, that either you comply or you leave. Like, thus sending out like a strong message. So this was one instance. Another time, we were bringing in automation in the factories, and all these factory managers, automation also means, they had to become more disciplined. They had to become, much more precise in the reporting. So obviously there was a lot of resistance, and they would keep coming to Siddharth and my dad saying that, मैडम अभी नए आए हैं, उनको क्या मालूम फैक्ट्री में क्या चल रहा है, फैक्ट्री कैसे चलाने का, अभी ये सब नया नया पढ़ के आए, करवा रहे हमारे पास. And the amazing part is, so Siddharth or my dad were also not very aware of what I was doing, except that I was doing automation, but not nitty-gritty of it. And they would just tell the managers, देखो सपना हैंडल कर रही है ये सब, उसको बेस्ट मालूम है आपका प्रॉब्लम कैसे सॉल्व करना है, आप उसके पास जाइए. So so that's, I feel on my part, one needs to create a reputation and show value worth in one's work, so people feel confident to back you up and support you.
Very well said. Very well said. That you, whether you're a man or a woman, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to create your own value so other people will respect you. Yeah. But this is interesting, Siddharth. She's done a lot of changes. She's been a change agent in your company. Okay, and I'm again going to grill you on this. Okay, and please excuse me. What happens to you when she outsmarts you? Okay, when she gets the credit in your company, how do you handle this? Oh, male ego, अरे यार मेरे से मेरी बीवी आगे निकल गई, उसको ज्यादा ये credit मिल रही है. What has been your mindset? How have you felt about it? So let's be honest, right? This is not an exam.
Very, very, very honestly. So first of all, she never outsmarted me. She was the smart one. But yeah, jokes apart, I think for me, ego is everywhere. So it is between sons and fathers. It is between brothers and daughters, sisters, everyone. So ego is, I think the way to avoid an ego is demarcation of work. So what was there in our company was Sapna was given a particular function, and I was given a particular function which I was driving. We never overlapped each other. So every time she used to achieve something, it was a matter of pride. It is like when children excel in the school, it's a matter of pride because it's all in the family. It was nothing that an outsider, or if she was trying to overtake me, or she was trying to be better than me out there. So I think that was my way of looking at it. So I never felt bad. In fact, the best part was I was the one who was getting all the travels, all the international travels. So I'm not complaining there.
No, but I think Siddharth, loved the way you said that, you need to demarcate what you do, irrespective of you're a man or a woman. And I think something to learn for everybody is, do we feel proud in achievements of our wife? And I think if this is the kind of mindset, is where, we can really support her, go out of way. Next question to you, Sapna, is what do you think is a diversity that a woman can bring to the business, which a man cannot?
So, there was an incident early on in the company which made me actually realize this, that how I can bring in a much diverse perspective to the business. It was about a year or so after me joining in, and one day I get a call from this lady, and she introduced herself as one of our employees' wife. Now, this employee was somebody who was with the company since the start of the company, which means for about 20 years. And she tells me that, मैडम आप जितना भी पगार देते हैं उनको, वो सारा जुए में और दारू में उड़ा देते हैं, घर पे बहुत कम आता है. और अभी this time it was the Diwali time, so she said that especially now that it's bonus time, please don't give him the bonus till I figure out how it will directly reach me and then give him. So I spoke to her and then I asked her कि कब से चल रहा है ये सब? So she said 10 साल से चल रहा है. And I was like, why didn't you approach us before? And she said, I was not sure if the other managers will understand me, because they're also men, and what if they ratted me out to my husband? But because you're a woman, I think you can understand me and you'll solve my problem. So even now, over the years, a lot of people like my team members will come and talk to me about how their wives are always complaining, they don't give enough time at home, or how the kids are not being managed well. So, being a homemaker also, I know what it takes to run a house or manage a house, and I get it what the wife's insecurities come from, So I can always give that perspective to the guy that, look, why don't you do this, and this will, make her secure, or why don't you give them some coping mechanism, or an idea, because I've seen the other side. Like, I know where the wife is coming from, so I can understand that better. So I feel I can somewhere bring about a work-life balance in our people, by being like a good sounding board to them. Also, I handle the HR, so it is part of my job also. Ultimately, it is also every good company's endeavor to develop and support the well-being of all their members, and give them a balanced life. So I think a woman brings in a lot here in this aspect.
Wonderful. I think I really appreciate the way you said work-life balance. A woman can bring work-life balance for your people in the company. And business is people, right? One of the core critical element of business is people.
Absolutely.
And if you can bring in work-life balance for your own people, and if a woman can be instrumental, I think fantastic. So Sapna, what do your children have to say about you?
I wish they could be here. They would have lots to say. Yeah, so when they were younger, of course, they would say, you never answer your phone, you never pick us up from school, if we want to ask you something, you are never there. So two funny things come to my mind. Once my son's teacher told me that he told the teacher that my mama never wakes up in the morning, I have to get ready on my own, it's so difficult, I have to wash my own hair, and I have to wake her up to tell her bye. And once I took my son to a dentist, and the dentist told him that, listen to your mama when she tells you to brush your teeth. Because of my son.
I think we lost the last sentence. Can you repeat again? You went to the dentist?
Dentist, and my son was like all of 6, 7 years or something. And the dentist told him, why don't you listen to your mama when she asks you to brush your teeth? And my son said, my mama has to be there now to tell me something. She's never there. Now, actually, so this is not true, because I come home at 4 o'clock, which is the time by which they come home from school. And though they are busy with their classes or play dates, I want to be there, if they want to reach out to me. But those few instances when I have not been there, not few, actually many, but when that stays in their mind, and that builds the whole perspective that, mama is always busy. That's saying, now that they are older, my son thinks I'm super smart. He literally thinks I'm like a genie who can do it all for him. And my daughter tells me that, Mama, I'm so proud of you. I want to be like you when I grow up. So, at the end of the day now, when I hear all this, I think it just makes all the effort worthwhile. It just makes me forget everything else and feel good. Today, I also feel very proud that, I can be a partner to my husband and not be like a cause of concern or dependency on him. Because ultimately, they want us to be safe and secure and happy. So by working, I'm that much less stress for him, because I'm self-sufficient, and he knows he doesn't have to bother much about me, and that's where I feel I'm playing the role of being a wife very well.
And final question, how do you manage house?
So
Siddharth is having a very
he knows the
big
inside
laugh.
story.
We can have a separate session on that, sir.
So, because there was not much support at home, I restricted my role in business to within the organization. So I could never think of taking up a marketing role or even a finance role, where you have to keep up with the customer appointments or have audit timings and all. So just working within the organization made it easy, because I could sort of work at my own time, Also, my house, kind of works like a clockwork. Everybody's roles are defined at home. The staff has a checklist to fill in. We have an inventory chart. There's a reporting system. Wow. So that I make sure that every day I speak to them. Otherwise, I get busy and I'm not in touch with them. So all that is there. It helps. That saying, there are always challenges, right? And as all housewives who must be listening in today will relate to, that there is this one phone call you will get every single day that you have to answer no matter how busy you are. And which is, Bhabhi ji, aaj khana kya banana hai?
Yes, Bhabhi ji, aaj khana kya banana hai? Completely, I think all the housewives will agree with you. I think viewers, some very, very vital points coming out. Last time we heard in the previous episodes that progressive fathers can help daughters groom their daughters well. And one of the father went to the extent saying that our daughters stay with us for very less time, and it is our endeavor to groom them. Today, we are listening to a husband who is saying, what is ego all about? Where's the question of ego? Roles are clearly defined, demarcated, and she's doing well. And it's a matter of pride. It's not a matter of ego. I think an amazing point, Siddharth, the way you put it. Another thing is, what comes out is, as a mother of very, very young children, that guilt may be there. But look at this woman, this young lady. She's saying that her teenage children are today saying that, mother, you are our role model. Are we trying to project ourselves to be that way? And can we do this? Can we groom our daughters? Can we groom our daughter-in-laws? Can we groom our wife? And this is the single most purpose at Asian Institute of Family Managed Business. And this is what we are taking up with. And I would like to share this screen because we want more and more people to join us. We want people to join us and share the same views.